Hi, my name is Dennis. I'm the Traveling Man. This is my book, Traveling Man Across the Sahara and Beyond, reached number 51 on Amazon's bestsellers. For today, I have a travel story of the worst stretch of hitchhiking I've ever had when I was 19 years old. There's also kind of a nice life lesson with this story. When I was 19 years old, my brother John and I decided to travel to Africa from England. I was a student at Oxford University. During my semester break, we met up in London. We were supposed to have $800 each for the trip, but I only had $180. John had $175, so we're way short. We decided, well, we'll go for it. So we just took off on this trip. We took a train into Paris overnight. Got into Paris, spent 2 nights in Paris sleeping with some friends' apartments. One of the few times we slept in a bed on that trip. And then the next morning, about 7 in the morning, we got up early to start hitching out of Paris south towards Italy and Africa. So on the road early, there's a lot of cars going by. So we're thinking, man, this will be great hitching today. But it's not. We're out there for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, eventually about 10 hours. We also start walking and hitching to change our luck. No ride. Finally, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, a car stops. It's like, yeah, we run up to the car, jump in. We hope it's somebody going a long ways down towards Italy, but it's not. It's a businessman going home. So he only drives us about 25, 30 minutes, lets us out of the car, we're back on the road again. So what do? We start walking and hitching. Later, we come across this cute young French woman. She's got a backpack bigger than she is, but very brave. So she starts walking and hitching with us also. She gets cold, she goes to find a hotel. John and I have no money really for a hotel, so we just keep walking and hitching. Then we find a train station in this small country town. We go in the train station, it's very quiet and dark. We go inside, climb on the bench. I wrap my backpack under my arm so nobody can steal it, and just sleep. We fall dead asleep, but only about an hour. Then we hear this loud voice, "You must leave, station closing, leave." It's the train master kicking us out of the train station. So now we're back out on the road. It's almost midnight. It's cloudy, cold night. So we start walking and hitching. Walking is warmer than standing, so we just start walking and hitching. And then after about 3 hours, I'm thinking, man, how can this day get any worse? But it does. The night sky opened up and it starts pouring rain. So we look around by the side of the road. We're shelter. The only thing we see is this big old tractor in this field. So we go running through the mud and the rain, climb in the tractor, close the door to keep the rain out, and fall dead asleep. We're exhausted. The next thing I know, I hear this banging on the door, sounds like gunshots. I look out of the tractor, and there's a mob of construction workers, about 7 or 8 guys in hard hats and boots, and they're very angry. We're in their tractor. So they pull us out of the tractor, drag us over to where the foreman is. The construction workers go out to the site to work. We're with the foreman. The foreman starts yelling at us in French, which I know very little. I don't understand. But then he says the word policio. Policio, I understand. As soon as he said that, I look at John. We take off at a dead bolt and start running back towards the country road through the muddy field. Meanwhile, the construction workers see us running away. They start chasing after us. So we're running through the mud, slipping and sliding in the mud, back to the road, which now has a lot of traffic, and the construction workers are chasing after us. It's kind of like something out of a Monty Python skit. So we get to the road, we start running along the road now, hitching with our backpacks bouncing up and down. The construction workers are getting closer and closer, so we make another split-second decision, and we just cut across the road, the heavy traffic, to the other side of the road, and start hitchhiking the other direction. Now the construction workers are across the road, standing, shouting, and yelling at us. We're standing, hitching, and watching them. So we got this Texas standoff, you know. So then the kindness of a stranger, so many times on my trips. We're standing there, we don't know what to do, and a car stops. This well-dressed French businessman in a nice car stops. We jump in the car. He doesn't seem bothered by our dirty, muddy clothes, big smile, and he gave us just a short ride. Only about 3 or 4 kilometers. But it's one of the best rides I've ever had. It got us away from that mob of construction workers. So he drives us to this little shuttle train, that goes into Paris. So now John and I talk, well, hitchhiking's not going so good. How about we'll backtrack, we take the train into Paris, and then we'll start sneaking on trains south to Italy. That was our new plan, and that's what we did. So that's the story of the worst stretch of hitching. It was about 20 hours with one ride. But there's kind of a nice life lesson at the end of that story, and that is if you have a chance to show kindness to somebody or help somebody, do it. You never know what their situation might be. That French businessman had no idea our situation out on the road with that mob. So that's the moral of the story. Life lesson is be kind. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the story, and remember the life lesson for today. Take care. Cheers.